Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm sure everybody is sick and tired of hearing about girl math. However, it is real and it is a thing. This past week I sold something on Facebook Marketplace and made $150. So I've decided that I can use that $150 to go buy books, and they're all technically free, and that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm going to Barnes & Noble with the mindset of buying books that I have read on Kindle Unlimited that I absolutely loved but I have yet to buy. I just haven't gotten around to getting them, but I love them so much I want them on my shelf. Anyways, we're going to Barnes & Noble, have $150 to spend. The Barnes & Noble that I have in town, it's not the worst, but it's also not the greatest. So the books and authors that are on my radar that I feel like I might be able to find there are Sophie Lark and really only the Brutal Birthright series. And I doubt that they're gonna have anything more than like the first 3 or 4 books of that series. Mariana Zapata is sometimes at my Barnes & Noble. I feel like I can find maybe The Wall of Winnipeg and Me, which I do not own, and I read that on Kindle Unlimited, and I do want to reread that this fall. And I feel like I might be able to find some B.K. Borison books. Stack is pretty tall. I'm also going to share 5 additional books. 2 that I got this past weekend when I went out of town with a friend to go visit a really cute bookstore. And then 3 that were mailed to me in the past week and a half. I'm gonna go ahead and start with all of the ones that I got at Barnes & Noble. I ended up spending like $165 and I got 10 books. Not to be that person, but I miss the days when books were like $10 each. Most of these were like $15, except for the Lucy Score books. Even with my Barnes & Noble discount, I'm pretty sure they were like $18 for a book. The first book that I got was Ice Planet Barbarians. I eventually want to get all of the editions that are out. There's a bunch of them, but I just went ahead and went with the first one. What do we say about this? I loved it. I loved the first one more than I liked any of the others. Genuinely, I gave this book 4 stars, and I know the flaws. I see them, I hear your complaints, and they're valid, and every single flaw that you see and point out is true, but I don't care. I loved this book. Next, I ended up getting 2 books by the author B.K. Borison. I plan to reread this one later this winter because this was one of my favorite Friends to Lovers romances that I read last year in Love Light Farms. And then the second one, In the Weeds. This was a second chance romance. I didn't like this one as much as Love Light Farms, but I still liked it. The thing I liked the most about this one was the MMC had anxiety and he had like sensory issues. And there was this one scene that I remember where the FMC, I don't even remember names, I just remember scenes. She like brought his earplugs with him so he wouldn't get like sensory overload, and I cannot forget that she did that for him. And he was like, what? Like, you're not weirded out by this? And she was like, no. And he was like, thank you. And he like put his little headphones on, and that's really cute. I got The Wall of Winnipeg and Me, one of my favorite Mariana Zapata books. I already own Colty, Underlog, All Roads Lead Here, and From Lukov with Love, but I own all the older covers, and I know this one and All Roads Lead Here both have new covers. I love all of the older covers. I really want and honestly prefer the older cover of The Wall of Winnipeg and Me, but you know what, it's fine. I think this one is cute. I've heard a lot of complaints about this one, but I think it's cute. They did have 2 different books from the Brutal Birthright series at my Barnes & Noble. They had Brutal Prince and then they had Stolen Air. They didn't have any others. I do already own the Not Bloom edition of Brutal Prince, so because I was already cutting it pretty close, I went ahead and just got Stolen Air, and I'm not keeping them next to each other. I did set them next to each other yesterday when I was organizing a little bit, and it didn't look that bad, but they are a little bit different. I'll eventually get Brutal Prince and the rest of the series, but for now I just got this one. It's like my this is like my 4th favorite in that series. It's like a Beauty and the Beast retelling a little bit. If you read it, you have to keep that in mind, or else the entire time you'll just be thinking, oh my god, I think this girl actually has Stockholm Syndrome. I got 2 different books from Lucy Score. Lucy Score is my girl. I love Lucy Score. Her books really got me into binge reading. I feel like pre-Lucy Score, I was a very like, I would coast and read very slowly and didn't understand how people could read like a book in a day. And I didn't understand how people could start a book at 6 p.m. that night and then finish it by the morning until I met Lucy Score. These were two of the first books that I read by her, By a Thread and Forever Never. I loved both of these. Two of the first books that I ever binged. I specifically remember starting By a Thread one night at, it was like 8:30 p.m. and let me tell you, I didn't sleep until it was done. And this is a 500 page book, so that is saying a lot. 547 pages. I did cheat a little bit and buy 2 books that I have not read, but I'm going to read them this week or next week, so it's fine. The Brown Sisters series by Talia Hibbert. I ended up getting all 3 books. I am almost done with the second one. I have been waiting with my library through the Libby app to get these books for months, maybe even a year. That's how long of a wait list they had at my library. And I've been on the wait list to get all 3 of them. And then I also was on the wait list to get the audiobook of this one because for some reason my library has the audiobook of just the middle book. This one came available first. So I started listening to the audiobook earlier this week and I'm almost done with it and I'm loving it so much. These 2 are gonna be available in like the next 3 days. I'm gonna love them. I already know. So I went ahead and bought them. They're gonna be read. I'm gonna end up rereading them. I love the characters. I love this author's writing style. And also, this author is so freaking funny and her humor coming out throughout the entire Take a Hint, Danny Brown. It's making me laugh out loud. It's so funny. Also, he's a rugby player. So, I think it was like 2 days ago when I got on rugby TikTok and I was like, I need to find a rugby book. And then this! Those are all the books that I got at Barnes. This past weekend, my friend Emily and I went to a bookstore. It's like an hour and 15 minutes away from where I live, so it was a little bit of a distance. I've never been there before. It was very cute and in the middle of nowhere. I did get 2 books. I got Things We Left Behind by Lucy Score because I needed to complete the collection of them that I have over here. I'm probably going to read this sometime this month. This is the 3rd book in the Knock 'Em Out series, so we've already seen Naomi and Knox and Nash, and I don't even remember her name. I didn't love the 2nd book in the series, but I have hope for the 3rd one, even though I've heard such mixed reviews about it. Kind of nervous. The last book that I bought was Illuminate. This is more of a dystopian book, and the thing that caught my eye most with this book is the way it is like published. Oh, there's bookmarks in there. Every page is a little bit different and very fun, and it's not just written how a normal book is, and it just looks like it's gonna scratch an itch in my brain. And the lady checking me out at the bookstore was like, that is one of my favorite series, because I believe there's 4 books in this series. Yeah, there's just a bunch of these black pages too. I have gotten 3 different books sent to me in the past week. 2 from publishers and then 1 Tara DeWitt actually bought it for me. I love Tara DeWitt so much. She's one of my favorite authors. Tara ended up buying me You with a View. Wait! This is gonna be so cute. This girl's grandmother dies and she discovers a decades-old photo of Graham and a smitten man. So she makes a TikTok. Normally I don't like books with TikToks, but this one, it's giving me hope. I think I'm actually gonna enjoy it. She creates a TikTok to search for the mystery man, which goes viral, and she's shocked when his grandson responds, a man who happens to be her high school nemesis, Theo Spencer. What are the odds? What are the odds? What are the odds it is your high school nemesis? 2 former high school enemies must reunite for a road trip inspired by their grandparents' broken engagement. Thanks, Tara! I'm excited! And then I got Drunk on Love. I got sent this book when I was sent a PR package for the Happy Place tote that came out. It looks like this. It's adorable. I love it. All I know about this one is this girl has a one-night stand at the beginning of the book, and she's like, I'm never gonna see this man again. I'm never, like, this is great because I'm never gonna see him again. And then he ends up working at the same winery that she works at? What are the odds? What are the odds? She shows up to work like the next day or a few days later. Enter sexy Luke. Sexy, charming, and best of all, in the too small world of Napa. Oh wow, Luke quits his high salary tech job in Silicon Valley. Oh my gosh, she is his boss. The last book that I got is one that I'm so excited for, and the cover is absolutely gorgeous. I did get this book as my book of the month pick for September as well, so I have the special edition book of the month up there. And then I got sent the PR package for You Again, which I believe is it might be a debut by this author. but it also might not be. This is a When Harry Met Sally retelling. When Harry Met Sally is one of my favorite movies, and if you haven't seen it and you like rom-coms, it is a classic and I 10 out of 10 recommend. This is a retelling of it, kind of a more modern version. It spans over the course of years. So these people meet, they don't like each other, they end up meeting again, you again. It's literally called You Again. They just continually are crossing paths throughout the course of their life, and then eventually they fall in love. I'm assuming. I don't know if I dreamt this or if I heard this from somebody or if I'm just getting the vibes from the guy on this cover, but for some reason I'm getting Connor Cobalt vibes from this guy. Again, I don't know if I watched a video where someone has read this book and they said this man gave them Connor Cobalt vibes, or if I'm just pulling that out of my ass and I just want that to be true. I don't know if I can pick all of these up. Thank you guys so much for watching today's haul video, and I'll see you guys next week. Now it's time to reorganize my bookshelves for what seems like the 10th time in 2 days.